Happy Monday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, and I'm coming to you live on Memorex from the ultimate remote location. Happy Monday. Default route. This is about as close as you can get to thank God it's Monday without being a thank God it's Monday. Well, today started off, actually today started off last night when I went to bed like super early. Even with the adjustment of East Coast, West Coast time, which I think I've become acclimated, if I can use that word, to East Coast time. Last night I went to bed early. Yesterday I stayed in the bed all day. Granddaughter was gone. Steelers didn't play. I had no reason to be alive. Well, I had no reason to be awake. Let me just say that. I got every reason to be alive. I had no reason to be awake. And I pretty much tried to lay in bed all day long. And then, as you lay in the bed too much or too long, that becomes a thing. And you get lethargic or whatever, lazy, whatever you want to call it. That started to kick in. The only thing I did yesterday was go to the drive-thru, Sammy's Quick Stop, and get Black & Miles. And I stopped by the Cleveland Browns house to pick up some ribs because I knew if I didn't do it then, I wasn't gonna be able to do it until Wednesday because of my work schedule. And I came right back home to my daughter's house, and that was pretty much it. And then last night, after my daughter left for work, hell, I was just about ready to get bed at 10:30. And that would equate to 7:30 Pacific time. In the bed like 10:30, 11, and didn't really have to get up until 11. So I set myself up to be in bed for 12 hours after sleeping most of the day, or being lazy most of the day. It was like that, without regret or remorse. And then, last night, I think it really kind of put me down, made me go to bed early, was my nose and nasals or sinuses, whatever, started aching. And I started to get like slight headache that seemed like it was gonna get worse. It felt like one of those, it ain't gonna get better, it's gonna get worse. And it did. And I didn't take the extra strength acetaminophen from CVS, headache relief, because I was scared of the caffeine in it. It's gonna keep me up, so I didn't take none. But this morning, I got up, had like a few hours left before I was supposed to get up to come do this walk. Ate a couple tablespoons or teaspoons of fully loaded potato salad that I got from Sam's Club when I picked up them ribs for the Cleveland Brown to make for me, that I got last night, brought home, put in gallon-sized freezer bags that I picked up on the way back from his house at Family Dollar on Meridian, I believe. Cut those up, got those packaged up, put them in the freezer. so I can freeze them and put them in my carry-on when I come back. After I took a couple mouthfuls of the potato salad, that's when I took the dope. I don't know if that's dope. I guess you can call it dope. I know the caffeine in it I would consider dope. But it was more for the headache relief. I took that this morning because I knew it was gonna take probably an hour or so or 45 minutes for it to kick in. And I could lay there and let that marinate. So by the time I got up, I'd be, hopefully slightly pain-free. And it worked. And that I have to admit, that doggone acetaminophen or pain relief works. And I don't know how long that's gonna work, but it works. And just leave it at that. Hopefully it won't stop working, or hopefully I get it taken care of, or what's going on. Hold on, let me do this. Turn the brightness up just a little bit. Turn the brightness up a little bit so I can see. I had it so dark because of the sun heating up the phone and use of the battery. I try to keep it dark as can and just see the little silhouette of myself where I'm supposed to be. I don't need to see me in detail. City bus. Scared me, kind of startled me. Anyway, so that's what we had on this Monday. Mr. Scale told me 197 something this morning. And that probably isn't too bad. I think what it coulda, shoulda, probably be whatever is maybe like 194, which ain't too bad. Considering how I've been eating, what I've been doing, like I said, considering how I've been eating, what I've been doing, getting back out of bed and getting cookies and candy and stuff. Still ain't had no Handel's ice cream yet. I'm probably gonna do some of that. Just eating. The other night, I got up, ended up eating 3 chicken wings. Woo, they made them chicken wings, oh my God. Cleveland Brown fan, my ex-wife's husband, real cool dude, super real, just real. I mean, one of them kind of pretty much country boys, simplified lifestyle. From back here, just the basic lifestyle, none of that craziness or stuff that I'm used to out in LA and all that extra. Not too much extra, but Mr. Sutherland, straight dude, real cool, devout Browns fan. It's amazing how devout of a Browns fan he is, considering all that they go through structurally in their organization and this and that. For him to just keep repping the team, always have an argument, always got shit to talk, even though their team is terrible. And been terrible, and gonna be terrible, and continues to make terrible decisions structurally and all that. I mean, just to see, he got all the paraphernalia, he got the flags, the socks, the pillows, the characters, the action figure dolls, everything. He got it all. Underwear. Real cool dude. He can cook too. They real hospitable. It's really hospitable. And I told him many times, I said, man, basically I couldn't do what you do. I'm not the person. We two different kind of people. And I don't see myself being able to, I don't want to say live the life. I say it. I don't see myself being able to live the life you live. And I know for a fact He'll say the same about my life. I know for a fact by the nature of who and what he is. You know, the stuff I do, the things I used to, the challenges or situations I put myself in, yeah, he ain't for that. And it's cool, you know, we need all kinds. Like I told him, the thing he does back there for the group, for the family, for all of us, it's invaluable, you know. And like I said, I don't think I probably could do it, but I'd probably die afterwards. Well, I'm gonna die anyway, but you know what I mean. It would kill me. I don't know if it would kill me. Now it would kill me. You know, after 30 years, 30, 40 years of living the lifestyle I have been living, I just can't imagine coming to living a more simpler, you know, without the traveling, without seeing this going here, going there, without the freedom of thought, space to think, you know, the quiet time, alone time, the amount that I'm used to focusing on myself, undistracted, et cetera, et cetera. It's a real cool dude. He can cook too. You get that grill out. Woo. Get that grill out and do it. Food be good. Got them ribs all packaged up, frozen. Left one pack out. Take them things back home, put them in my freezer. The sauce, oh my God. Potato sauce, just corn, baked potato, oh my God. It's so hospitable. I told him, like I said, I said, y'all about the only people I ever asked for anything. Because I don't ask people for nothing. It's not so much I'll do without it than it is I just don't want people to be able to ask me to do nothing. Because I rarely ask anybody to do anything for me. And they may be the one case that's may or may not be true, where, you know, they got something that I enjoy doing enough to where I gotta ask because I want it to happen. Here we are, 224, made it halfway. Gotta turn around, make it back home now. Make it back, get ready to work day on Monday. This Monday, now I'm just talking because I know folks is looking at me. So I'm kind of went in autopilot there for a little bit. They ain't used to seeing, well, you know, I ain't gotta tell you. I ain't gotta tell you. So, you know, it's always good. It's the only thing I did yesterday. It's the only thing I did yesterday. Now I took that acetaminophen. I think the caffeine is kicking in. So, I feel pretty good. They'll cut in front of you. These bastards will cut in front of you or run you down like they got something important to do. Now, I shouldn't belittle them because I'm sure they probably do have something important. I wonder if I should cross the street. I'm thinking I should cross the street and shoot that side going this way. Let me see if I can do that. I'm not sure if I ever shot this side. Going this way, I probably did. Come on, you know, I know I did. At least, maybe not this time, but before, I'm sure. with the sun behind me, you know, going this way. So it's my Monday. I feel good. You know, I'm already planning out the week. Fantasy team has a chance of winning tonight. I got to check my roster. The only player I got going tonight is questionable. X-Worthy. And I need for him to do something. Because I'm down by 3 points in ETN. I'm playing against ETN. I'm down by like 3 points. And I'm playing against ETN on the Jacksonville tonight. And I got X-Worthy. And I might pick up Hollywood Brown, who I Googled, who I checked. He was born on my birthday. So I might just play him anyway. I can pick up one more, either X-Worthy. So all my hopes gonna rely on a Kansas City wide receiver tonight. So that'll be fun to watch. And I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy I'm playing is gonna be at work tonight, be at work today. So it'd be fun to have the game on and watch it. You know, from Ohio, they back in LA. And I'm planning the week, so that's that. There's some things I gotta do administratively. I believe I got all my airfare and cars rented and booked to get back home Saturday, off Wednesday. I need to call Jesse. He called me yesterday. I wasn't taking no calls yesterday. In fact, when I get off here, I'm gonna call him. I said, man, I wasn't taking no calls yesterday. It was my only day. No granddaughter, no Steelers. Shoot. And my daughter's cool. You know, she got her parlays going, so she was occupied. She was in her thing, doing her thing. I'm doing my thing, you know, and every now and then we converse, keeping the banter going. It's good, it's really good. It's really good. Granddaughter's really good too. Granddaughter was with me. All right, so I was with Granddaughter all day. I was with Granddaughter. First we went to Captain Taylor, Lark's daughter. See, Lark was my first baby. Lark was the first cousin or whatever baby that I had. I ain't gonna say responsibility, but you know, we had to watch her and Keegan. And I was like 15, 16. We was at that age where, you know, Cousin Noreen would, you know, let the babies hang out with us. You know, she'd be there or doing whatever. And Noreen Cousin Noreen is where I went, the house I went to when I moved to California. In fact, Butchie, Lark's father, picked me up from the Pasadena bus station, took me to his house, took me to their house. That's, you know, so that's how close we was. So her daughter graduated from high school and had homecoming, and we all went over there, you know. And I'm realizing now we the old people. I'm the old people. You know, I'm the old people. Cause you got all the kids doing stuff. You got all the kids, you know, graduating and doing this and running around. You got granddaughter there. Running around with the family. These people will run you down. My God, you gotta be out the way. This is the parking lot. This is what cars supposed to be, Negro. You ain't supposed to be walking here. You turn around, there's a car right behind you. These people try to fill every spot. I'm like, my God. You in that much of a hurry? So, and we over there, spent the day over there. Debbie was there, Lisa was there. I had to go pick up Faye. I ain't seen Faye, my cousin Faye, in about 40 years. Faye's mother, Aunt Lou, was what the story I'm told is my mother, Aunt Lou, Aunt Connie, and so other people, back then, was going to Newcastle to party. And I guess my mother started having pains, so they dropped her off at the hospital and said, we'll come get you on our way back. Because it was like a few times where my mother went to the hospital and nothing happened. They had to go home and said, we'll drop you off here, we're gonna go finish partying and we'll come get you when we come back. So I guess by the time they came back, I was born. My father got to do, because I was born in Newcastle. And so that's Faye. So I kind of grew up with them. And Faye, Lark was like, can you go pick up Faye? I was like, Faye who? She's like, Faye Ellen. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And you talk about somebody retaining that small town feral. It ain't ghetto. It's just country, just blackness, whatever, that true, whatever it is to be from feral or from Western Pennsylvania, small town. You talk about somebody who's still true to that. She embodies that idea. Faye always was. Definitely still homegrown, even though she was in Atlanta for a while. Definitely still homegrown. Feral. So I picked her up. I ain't seen her in 40 years. Lark was there, Lisa was there, cousins I grew up with. Debbie, so it's been all day with them. My daughter was there, granddaughter, so it's just stuff just flying around. I guess we'll say, not emotional energy, but energy, that kind of deep-rooted family cause. I mean, deep energy. Like I said, you walk around here, people drive by you, hey, Jeff. And that person would say, hey, Jeff, somebody who know you are, somebody who knew you before you knew you. Who know you been there when you first came up, remember all the stories. Not like in LA, you see somebody, what's up, somebody you just met maybe 40 years ago. Somebody you may have just met, 20, 30 years ago. These people, I met some of these people almost 60 years ago. Most of my life. Like I said, some of them knew me before I even knew who I was. So the impact of that, it does have an impact. It's not, I ain't gonna say that, it's shallow. Some of the relationships are shallow. I'll say they're shallower. They're not as deep as, people you run across back here. You go way back and trigger memories and stuff. So I was with them all day. Then after that, we go to Joe's and them house, the Browns fan, where he was doing steaks, picked up steaks, and the way they cook these steaks, oh my God, I don't know how they do them, but they good. And corn, and potato salad. Now look, she gonna run me down. Now, you weren't supposed to do that. Cut in front of somebody walking across the street. See that? See how they do you? Then after that, went home, and then, after that, dropped Kimberly off, then went down to the Browns fan in Terry's house, and Jeffery came over. Jeffery and his girl came over, and grandson number 2. So it's just constant, not emotional, but significant people in time. So I'm looking at hearing me looking just like Jeffery and watching him run around, and so I had a full day. And then I come home, Kimberly go to work, come on, gotta be back at her house by 9:30. So so she can go to work and work all night. Then I wait for granddaughter's father to come, about midnight or so, whatever. So me and granddaughter sitting there, we both exhausted, but her exhausted, she fights it. It don't matter. She gonna keep going. She got to keep going. In fact, probably the more tired she is, the more she want to keep going. Me, I was like, can we just sit and watch Miss Booksy from Cool School tell a story, The Wizard of Oz, or tell one of these nice long stories? She sat there and watched it. Then you can see her start to glaze over. I said, you sleepy? I ain't sleepy. I ain't sleepy. I was like, yeah, come here, sit next to me. I was like, come here, sit next to me. Come here, sit. She was like, no. No. I was like, all right. I said, okay. Get Mr. Parrot. She got this big parrot, almost big as she is. I was like, get Mr. Parrot and lay down with Mr. Parrot. And she got him, because he was like on the couch. So she got, I kind of slid up next to him, even put the blanket on him. Like kind of, put the blanket on him. Lay there till no one went to sleep. And I was thinking, I don't mind being, as it stands now, I don't mind being, not having that kind of relationship with her. We all cuddly and touchy. I don't mind that. In fact, I mean, how can I not mind? I taught it to her. Even though I taught it to her, I can still mind, but, I said, yeah, we don't kiss, we headbutt. And all that gooey stuff and all this. I'd be like, yeah. So she looked at me that way. And I don't mind it. I don't mind. I even think that she could, benefit from us having that kind of relationship. I don't mind it. At least not right now. But I will say this. I did have to adjust my relationship with her. Stop antagonizing her as much. Stop playing, because you can't outplay them. You ain't gonna outplay a 3-year-old. They'll get you back, because they won't stop. So I adjusted, the way me and her interact, and the dynamics of our relationship have changed to a place I think is more positive. Because already where it is, she don't cry around me. And it's not like I say no crying. It's just not who we are. She won't cry around me, but as soon as her mother come around, and we even acknowledged, even Kimberly acknowledged that, she only cried around her. And I think she probably only cried around her mother, and her father, the people who are really, really, truly close to her. If you take her out in public, she's a totally different person. She know how to act, at least until she get loose. She don't know you or know the people around her. Her behavior is like completely changed. You're just sitting there watching her like, how come you ain't being bad? Not bad, but constant energy. Not even mischievous. So we sitting there on the couch, and I was like, here, come here. Sit next to me. She was like, no. I'm like, all right. I was like, get Mr. Parrot and go to sleep. And she got, the cool part was she put the blanket on him. She kind of got in her position. Next thing you know, eyes closed. And more, this trip especially, it's just, I stopped antagonizing much. And I said, no, we got to start being nice to each other. We can't do that no more. She'll go to sleep. And like I said, her sleeping in her own room, I think is major. Her being, going her room, sleeping in her own room all night, is just major to me. And then for her, because kids never go to sleep. I mean, and maybe that's just me, the way I think of it. But, the other night, she went in there, found her shoes and socks on the bed. So it looked like she was trying to lay down by herself and go to sleep. I was like, wow. Then the other night, I think before she fell asleep on the couch, when we got back, she was in my room, laying on the floor. She just kind of ended up on the floor, laying there trying to go to sleep. I left her. I left her. Just for her to be able to, I guess, calm herself enough to know and not just be fighting sleep, because kids, 3-year-olds, they're gonna fight sleep. You sleepy? No, I ain't sleepy. No, I ain't sleepy. You sleepy? No, I ain't sleepy. You know, you see them, they all glazed over, their eyes roll up in the back of their head, everything. So it's good with her. You know, and I kind of got it to a point where she know to calm down. Here's the Amherst Hobby Shop thing. I can't help but come up here and get this. I can't help but do it. I can't help but do that. Can you see it? You see the A. Amherst. Whoops. Amherst Hobby Shop. Can you see it? Hope you can see it. Can you see it? See, that's a workshop. But if you look closer, you'll see the hobby on it. Anyway. So it's good. It's really good. And it takes a lot of energy. It saves me a lot of energy. You know? It saves me a lot of energy with her being, you know, a little bit easier to deal with, I guess, if you want to call it that. And she know when I gotta take a shower, she gotta leave the room. She know, when it's time for me to work. Cause she been watching me work all her life. She been watching me work all her life, even before she even knew what life was. You know, I set her up on my lap. You're looking at the computer and the keyboard. All her life, she been wanting to touch that keyboard. And I gave her one. And all the keys are off of it. Every single one of the keys. You know, so that's the life. And my weight, considering, is not that bad, even though, you know how I say a 191 or 192, something really low is an anomaly weight. I don't think this 197 is an anomaly weight. In fact, it might be. It still might be an anomaly weight. And my actual weight might be higher. It might be higher. So, you know, it's hard to say. That 197 still might be low. And my real weight might be more like 198, 199. So, this might be the real thing. But that 197 might not be an anomaly. It might be a true 197. So we'll look at it that way, you know? And then we'll go from there because you really can't tell. What's up, man?
Sandwich shop is that?
Who?
Sandwich shop?
I think it's that way. Yeah, Sandwich Factory? Yeah, I think it's that way. Homie wearing all the Steeler gear. He had a TJ Watt shirt on, Steeler hat. Folks be Steeler. I keep forgetting back here I keep forgetting where I'm at. I keep forgetting that I'm in Steeler country. So when I see middle-aged women wearing Steeler jerseys, you know, I kind of blink because, like, in California, that's just not the protocol. Even if you was a fan, a lot of people ain't the tendency for women to wear that. They want to look more cutesy or more trendy or whatever. So when you see somebody, like grandmother, you see a grandmother wearing a TJ Watt jersey, or Ohio State or Youngstown State or Pirates or Penguins, wearing sports stuff, still kind of trippy. Anyway, so that's what I got a good life. It's definitely a good life. And if I get back today and I'm 195 something, if it's an anomaly or not, I'll take it. And hopefully tonight, I'll be sensible. Tonight, hopefully I'll be sensible and at least try to knock some of it off before I go back. Now, Wednesday is the day off. That's the tough day. Wednesday is the day off. That is a tough day. So, granddaughter still go to school. So, one time I waited, last Wednesday I waited. I laid in the bed, well, because that was my first time, my first week back here. Still hadn't adjusted to anything. So I laid in the bed and then went walking after she got home from school. But I think that after school is a little too much for her. So, but I might just take it. In fact, we only walked to this far. We didn't walk all the way. We walked to the storm water reservoir thingy. We went down there and went walking around down there. This is WKBN tower that I can see when I go on the porch to do them damn black and mild at night flashing. And I was in Sam's Club getting the ribs and potato salad and such. Getting the ribs, potato salad and such. The 12 o'clock Saturday storm alarm went off. I was like a Forest Lawn Stormwater Park. That's how far me and granddaughter made it. We made it to about right there. And we went down there and was walking around down there. So I might do that again because she got tired. And I just took her back and dropped her off. And I kept walking. I walked the other direction into Youngstown to finish up my steps. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Forest Lawn, they everywhere, ain't they? Forest Lawn, they everywhere, ain't they? I can cross the street now if I wanted to. I think I shot that side. I shot this side. I shot every side. Let me stop. I done shot that side. I shot this side. I done shot every side. Another bus. I think they run more than 1 hour now. Maybe since school is in or whatever. There's more, because it seems like it's more than 1 an hour. Whew. Feels good. Granddaughter, let me see if I can see what time it is. Oh, it's 1:09. So, it's 1:09. So I'll get back by the time granddaughter get here. Even leaving at 12. I left at 12. I'll get back in time. Probably right at when granddaughter pull up. Which is probably the best way to do it. Because I was leaving 11:15. I was getting back like a half hour before granddaughter. I was able to get in the shower, eat breakfast. And granddaughter get in like 1:50. 1:45 off the bus, see her, get that, go through that thing, and then still be able to like have an hour before I had to do anything at work. That was too much time. That's too much time. So I could still probably leave at noon. If I get, well, actually I had to get up probably I got up before 11:45 because I had to clean up the room and, the weekend, put things back in place and, fold my clothes. I like to have everything neat and stuff. Kind of straightened up in place and all that. Start the week off, make my bed, put this away, put that away, put things in place. Just to start the week off, with traction. Just to start the week off with traction. Making progress or getting things done. Get ready for Monday. Get ready for Monday. Then Tuesday. Then I'm off Wednesday. Then I got Thursday and Friday. But Friday is really, since I gotta get on the airplane Saturday morning, basically Friday night. I gotta leave to get on the airplane Friday night, basically Saturday morning. So, this trip feels like it's winding down, especially since I only stayed here check this out, only 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. There was a time where I'd be ready to die after 2 weeks. There was a time where I would just shut down and break completely down and have nothing left. Didn't want to talk to nobody. I would just be completely just done. Whooped. I could just sit there like a zombie. Because I had nothing. Just so inundated with energy and people and noise. Then it got better and better and better, whatever happened. So the last few times I've been staying 3-4 weeks, it seemed like. I think last time I said that, it's the longest I've been away from home since 2014. So now, it's only 2 weeks. And then, because I'll be coming right back, so to speak, November for granddaughter's birthday and Thanksgiving. I guess I've been spending Thanksgiving. Last year, I flew home on Thanksgiving. So I gotta figure that out. How we gonna handle that? But I gotta be back here, according to my daughter, for granddaughter's birthday. It happens always on the 23rd, and just so happens Pittsburgh plays the Chicago Bears on the 23rd. So we're gonna see how that's gonna go. I got NFL Plus, so I should be able to watch the game, because it's gonna come on regular TV. That means it won't be on NFL Sunday Ticket. So I should be able to watch it on NFL Plus and go from there. See, I'm already thinking ahead to that already. Gotta have all that, and I enjoy it. Let's just face it, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing all that. I enjoy planning ahead, strategizing my activities and maximizing the time. I do, I do. There's no doubt. Hey, I feel good. I wonder if it's the caffeine. I feel good. I can tell by the way I'm walking up this hill and talking. I feel pretty good. I ain't even gonna look to see how much time I've been talking. because it don't matter. Time don't matter. Even though I'm running high resolution, to get the best pictures, because all this scenery is precious. Like when I'm walking default location, default route, not so much. Even though I did turn the resolution up on those videos more, because I had it too low. Because it's mostly about the audio commentary. So, I didn't care about the video, but then I started looking at it. I was like, come on, man. You can afford to invest a little bit more in that. You can afford to invest a little bit more in the quality of that. So, that's what we're going with it. And, you got storage space where you can save it. And some of this stuff is precious, and you want it in high resolution. Sidewalks, even the sidewalks. You gotta love the sidewalks. Sidewalks are important in growing up in life. As a kid, sidewalks are crucial. Well, I might not say crucial, because I did have an audience and I kind of went in autopilot, but crucial might be too strong a word. No, they probably are crucial, because you're not allowed to be in the street, so sidewalks are significant. You can't be in the street, gotta be on the sidewalk. Sidewalk was our out of bounds. Sidewalk was in bounds, used to play, I was just thinking about the sidewalk and us playing football and my football career on Dewey Street, between them two poles, between them two telephone poles. I wasn't the fastest, that's for sure. I was probably the smartest. So I figured out a way to execute. And I learned how to do a fake end around, where the person would come around, and I wouldn't give it to him. I'd fake it to him, and I'd end up doing like a bootleg around the corner, keep the ball. Used to work just about every time. I can remember being the slowest one there, running for like 30 yards. Getting caught probably, but the fake used to work. But a couple times seeing the guy playing the end. See how they do you? They'll cut right in front of you. They don't play. Remember a couple times doing that end around faking, watching the defender take off for the person going around. And I just kept the ball, put it on my hip. They couldn't see it. And just ran as fast as I could. And I was always able to do fakes or moves or get open, get separation. Because like I said, I wasn't the fastest, so I had to figure something else out. And start figuring out tendencies, how to fake one way, how to almost fake, how to pseudo fake, and they'll go for that. Just, make them think you're going one way and fake back. Make them think you're going one way, then fake back, and then end up going back the way that they thought you was gonna go. But by then it's too late. They done already made a move, and you and shook them enough. All of that stuff. I had to take advantage of it because I wasn't the fastest. I played guard and tackle for crying out loud. Played a little defensive tackle. Always wanted to play linebacker, always wanted to stand up, but nope. I didn't want to hit nobody. Let's be real. I didn't want to hit nobody. And when I got to 9th grade, Cardinal Mooney, that's when it became very evident. You don't want to hit nobody, and you don't want nobody hitting you. Those cats started to be for real. Those cats started to be for real 9th grade. And I didn't get my physical, so I couldn't play, but I wanted to stay on the team. I used to practice with them, knowing I wasn't gonna get in the games. I don't know what that was about. I guess I was about not quitting. I guess I was mostly about just not quitting and being part of the team. In fact, I used to do the chains. I used to do the chains. I remember that. And I got a trophy. And I didn't have physical, so I couldn't play. I didn't mind. Anybody say nothing, so I was good. I used to go in the shower, everything. Practice, do this, do that. I knew football wasn't for me. I knew football wasn't for me. These cats was taking it way too seriously. They was taking it way too. All these other schools, all these other Catholic schools started coming in. Cats from families, traditional football, who were raised in football and weight rooms, 9th grade, lifting, and people who grew up with it. And that's when I started to realize the people who I used to play with at Buckeye, they went to South, and I don't want to say public schools, but I don't want to say the black schools, but went to the city schools. Even they went up through maybe a generational or something pipeline, to kind of help them through. Because a lot of them, I was looking at the pictures the other day on one of those Youngstown Facebook groups, and they showed the all-city team, all-city series team. A couple of those cats I played with at Buckeye. And then I also noticed how, one time, I think it was Tyrone Ivy or Scotty Ivy. He was a guard like me. Next thing you know, he playing in the backfield. I'm like, what the hell? And he went on to be, play at South and play in high school as a running back and did pretty good. So it was, I ain't gonna say nepotism, but the coaches knew families and families this and that, and and they probably looked at me. They probably saw I was kind of soft or not as hard as, I don't want to say as desperate, hard or desperate, as the rest of the cast, because they knew I went to Mooney. They knew I was probably go to college or whatever. I didn't really need football. Not that saying that other people did, I just took it more seriously. Placed maybe more emphasis on it as far as life goes, et cetera, et cetera. I was just like, I'm gonna be a radio TV TV, radio, electronics person. Didn't even know. Didn't even know for sure. Just knew it was gonna be electronics. Didn't know the position, didn't know how, didn't know the career. I just knew that it was gonna be electronics. And as I got older, I said, oh, electronic technician. Started putting in for that and this and that. And finally got a job as one in California. I think I was making $7 an hour. And I was on top of the world. $7 an hour was on top of the world. Got me an apartment for $350 a month. Oh my God. I remember sitting in that apartment with a 40 ounce and a Happy Meal. Empty, lights wasn't even on yet. I had the key. I think I got a candle. I was just sitting in it, my apartment. I remember sitting in my apartment. 66 South San Marino Avenue, apartment number 3. Then Debbie moved next door to me, my cousin that I grew up with. I was born in June, she was born in October. Known her all that time. She ended up moving next door to me. And she lived with cousin Noreen when I first came to California. So I guess you think about it, we kind of tightly knit, you know? Really think about it. Probably just by proximity or just by happenstance or whatever. I got people around me. And I kind of take it for granted. But I got people around me. Hey, what's up? You guys did this?
Huh?
Who did this?
For my grandson's football.
Oh, that's what we figured. That's exactly what we figured. First I thought it was Halloween. My daughter was like, no, that's not Halloween. That's cool.
That's cheerleaders. They came over Saturday.
Oh, really?
Now we gotta clean it up.
They did a good job. Hey, there's still a couple good rolls in there.
Yeah. At least they didn't do the house. Usually they do the house too.
Really? Okay. Okay. Look like daughter's still asleep. Look like daughter's still asleep. Door ain't open. She usually open the door. Anyway. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the phone. And for every elementary particle that's ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be, the totality of it all, theory of universe, hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.